Hello! I would just like to take a moment or two to introduce and recognize the awesomeness of my Schoenhut toy piano acquired a few weeks ago. Oh my goodness, about a month and a half ago now, at the Lakefield flea market during the annual antique show and sale big thing where all these extra people come to the flea market and sell a bunch of really cool old things. And I like old things and weird things. There's a lot of that at flea markets in general, especially during the antique show. It's just really an excuse for more vendors to come and set up. And this year, some of my friends and I were busking, and not on this yet, but some it was mostly Celtic type stuff. And sometimes we did costume, because it was a couple days we dressed up, just to make it look cohesive. People liked it, a lot of old people. More mature people with whom I get along quite well, I find. There's a beautiful wisdom there for sure. Anyway, lots of people, and that was fun. But there were a few things that caught my eye. Not nearly as many as in previous years. I don't know if it's because I'm becoming less and less materialistic, which is good, but I just think there were fewer awesome things. There were a few things that caught my eye, including this toy piano. There were three toy pianos at this year's Lakefield Flea Market Antique Show and Sale, there were three toy pianos, and two of them were toy grand pianos. So instead of being, this is an upright, it's actually technically, as someone who's worked at a piano store before, I'm by no means an expert, but I remember some things, and I'd like to work there again. It doesn't exist, but another piano store. Wow, tangents. I could do a vlog, It's like there's enough material because I generate my own material by just talking. This is terrible. It's technically not just an upright piano. It's an apartment style upright, because you see it's shorter here. You see those upright pianos that go like up to here, and these other ones are a little bit. Anyway, it's toy piano, so it doesn't matter. I could probably cut off a couple inches off the bottom and it wouldn't affect the sound. Anyway, I'll tell you about that in a moment. There were three pianos, toy pianos. The other two were grands, which you know what a grand piano is. The ones that are fancier and flatter, and the harp and the strings run horizontally instead of upright. This is just a more compact way of assembling the same instrument. So the other two didn't have black keys. They had painted on black keys, but those are obviously not functional unless you have a really, really good imagination that projects the sound you're trying to achieve onto those listening to you. So, those ones were also not in really good shape. A lot of dust, a lot of keys not really working, parts missing, expensive. Actually, that's another thing. The asking price for this beauty, this wonderful 1960s estate sale Schoenhut 30-something, I'll count them later, piano. They were asking $45, which is entirely reasonable, especially after looking it up online. Oh my goodness. But what was left in my wallet it was a combination of, it wasn't even the busking money, it was the first day that we were there, because you have to go there on the first day early if you want to get the really good stuff. So what I had in my wallet was $29. And I like to try to bargain things down, haggling. It's an art. I've not been the best at it in past years, but you practice and then you save some coin. So anyway, I chatted up the couple who were running this table for a while, and I'm a musician and I'm poor and blah blah blah. And they understand, because the whole starving student, starving artist thing, everybody gets it, whatever, same old story. But they could hear us playing music too, and I was playing a bunch of different instruments. I had a little glockenspiel here, which I haven't played yet, my ukulele and a mandolin and a couple of different drums. I was mostly just doing percussion-y things. Anyway, so I was telling them about diversifying my instrument collection, and of course they had this. So anyway, blah 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 blah. I came back, and I said I will give you everything in my wallet for this, and I had $29. That was with all the change and everything. And the wife said, that's less than we paid for it at the estate sale, whatever. And really, I wouldn't mind paying, $35, the full $45 they were asking, because if you look at the new pianos, this company still makes toy pianos, and they're mostly upwards of $100, except for some of the really, really, really dinky, adorable ones. But now they're all plastic, and this is, well, the keys are plastic, but the rest is wood. And I just took this off so that I could, you know, look at all the fun stuff going on in there. You probably can't. Look, they're just the little. It's not going to really work lying down because it's velocity. Really, it's a couple of little. What's that? My vocabulary is failing me. Basically, the hammers strike because there's a hinge, key, there's a hammer. Okay, ignore the thumb, just the finger. Hammer. The note bar things are here. Okay, you hit the key, and it goes duh, and then this goes ngh. That's how it works. Anyway, so I paid less than they paid for it. Probably just a few dollars less than what they paid. But anyway, they were very glad to give it to me, you know, as a musician, whatever. Anyway, it's really fun to have this instrument. And there are all kinds of possibilities with this thing. I'm not sure how much of it is still original from the 1960s, but check out the awesomeness here. I mean, it's got these legs. Look at these. They're like real piano legs. Just a very simple lathed design. You don't have the pedals here, obviously, but you know, it's okay. It's just a toy piano. Not that there's anything to be taken lightly about these things. At the back, you can sort of get a wee bit of a peek how the sound works on this thing. Of course, the way things are lit here in my dark room. Anyway, there are these little steel bars here. They go all the way up inside, and the notes are just determined by different lengths of the steel bars. And if this, which is just particle board, was something resonant, some tone wood, something that you would use in a guitar or mandolin or ukulele, you know, a solid wooden instrument, then it could have some really, really interesting resonance, considering upgrading it, you know, modifying it, as it were. So, that's how the sound is made. I did clean it out quite a bit when I first got it. I'm thinking about different things I could do with it. Now, if it's, I couldn't find this exact model anywhere on the internet. I don't think it's, you know, worth, you know, a lot of money. I'm not looking to hit a jackpot and, you know, buy things and sell them back. I'm looking to get really interesting or cute or, you know, useful or not instruments. That's all. So I have a few ideas of ways I can make it more portable. It's a good shape and size that it could almost have a self-contained case if it were to be cut off about halfway here, and then a rectangular prism box type thing could be installed. It would flip up this way, and it would cover the keys in the top, like a three-sided box. And then there'd be a hinge, and it would just fold back down, and it would be a stand, and it would be a case. Does that make sense? Am I explaining it right? I thought of that, but I don't really know how to go about doing it, and I don't want to damage the rest of the instrument. The only thing I'd have to take into consideration is the length of the tone rods, which is not really that much of a big deal. Also, you could just do a small wooden box cover that way. That would close, and then it would be portable. Imagine taking this. I'm busking with this somewhere in the metro here in the city. That's the subway underground. Yeah, it might get annoying after a while, but I mean for the employees who are hearing it all day, the sound it makes. Really cool. It's the classic dusty attic toy piano sound. There are a few keys that stick a little bit, but that's just because the way that the hammers are shaped gets them stuck in the little crevice in which they rest inside the key. So F sharp here, A here sometimes, this B flat. I'm either going to sand them down or put some kind of a little felt pad on them. But yeah, anyway, that's my toy piano, and I just talked about it for way too long, and you barely even got to hear what it sounds like. Stay tuned, maybe I'll give it some screen time, some sound time, or something. Yeah, I should do a little introduction for all my instruments. maybe a little bit littler than this particular introduction. Just stop talking anytime, Jessica. Anytime, you can just